off plus 60 months special financing. City Furniture, designed for love.
An accused rapist, murderer, and child pornographer. All illegal aliens caught because of President Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. And if you're here illegally, you will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. But if you register using our CBP Home app and you leave now, you could come back. Under President Trump, America will be protected.
Hi, I'm Alex, your designer at Closet Factory. We have solutions for every room in your home. This Father's Day, get your dad a new closet, office, or garage. Our designers work with you to design the space of your dreams. Closet Factory systems are custom made right here in South Florida and come with a lifetime warranty. All of our custom systems are manufactured by our state-of-the-art machinery and are installed by our expert technicians. Contact us today for your free design consultation. Closet Factory, built around you.
Absolutely no price increase on any model at Doral Toyota. No price hikes, no gimmicks, just incredible deals on the Toyotas you love, like Tacomas at $349 a month or Camrys at $229 a month. DoralToyota.com.
Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price.
You want the lowest price. Did you say lowest or lowest price? It's basically the same thing.
If you find a lower price on the same item, we'll match it. Get the lowest price with our lowest price guarantee. Lowe's, we help, you save.
Yellow is known for optimism. Blue is strong and reliable. Combine them and you get more than green. You get Amscot with cash advances from $50 to $1,000.
Many branches open 24/7.
Get started at Amscot.com.
This is South Florida's most watched morning news, Today in Florida. This is 7 News, Today in Florida.
The Panthers begin to celebrate. Panther perfection. The Florida Panthers win their second consecutive Stanley Cup.
And there you see it. What a night it was at the Amerant Bank Arena. Your Florida Panthers making hockey history in South Florida, becoming back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
This is what it's all about here, back-to-back champion. It gets better each and every year.
And you heard it right there, your Florida Panthers joining fans in Fort Lauderdale this morning, celebrating their big win together for a second year in a row. Good morning, South Florida. Thanks for joining us. I'm Alex Diarmas.
And I'm Tavares Jones. Our team coverage starts with 7's Alex Browning. He's at the Elbow Room in Fort Lauderdale, where the entire team is celebrating right now in what's become somewhat of a tradition. Alex.
It's 2 years in a row, Tavares, and before Alex gives me a hard time, we only came back downstairs because, one, we got kicked out, and two, our live view battery was dying, so we had to come to the car to tether. But you can hear behind me the excitement's still here. We got a little bling here. The paint's coming off because it's so hot, but take a look at the party here. It's only really grown. I don't know if we have any pictures from 7 Skyports. Ralph's above here, maybe can give you a better bird's eye view of the crowd here. But so much excitement, so much energy, just like we saw last year. And, the team's out here celebrating. We see the occasional beer shower, champagne shower out of the cup. But so many folks, they took today off. They knew they had faith in the Panthers. They knew we were going to win it in Game 6. And they just want to be a part of history, be a part of the celebration, to feel the energy, to feel the connection with fans here. It's crazy to think so many people have been out here since 3 a.m. Maybe went home, took a power nap in their car, but really have been out here since sunrise, braving the heat. It is hot out here, and a lot of folks aren't going inside, right? They don't really move. They stay out here on Las Olas, looking up above to the team, celebrating, pouring the occasional a beer, champagne. You hear the chant there. There's just so much excitement behind this team. We were upstairs. We spoke to some folks who were just so excited to be upstairs, to be so close to the cup, to be so close to the team, and a lot of them we're shooting it with Kachuk like a normal guy at a bar, casually talking, down-to-earth folks, down-to-earth athletic professional athletes, I should say. But again, it's a lot of excitement. It's hard to put the energy into words, guys, but so many people.
But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there. Behind his seat and leave a comment below. This is a make or break season. He's got to make an impact. Welcome back to the freaking show. People in the building right now coming into the chat. We got a lot to talk about. How the hell you guys doing? We got all our main locals in the house tonight. People coming in the chat, I should say this morning, not tonight. This morning, holy shit, I'm ahead of myself. We got the game tonight, so I was excited about that. Candy in the building, Jeff Lee, RB Diggs, what's going on? Big Bill in the building. Stacy, how are you feeling? Tracy, I'm looking at the chat right now. Hello, world. Bond is in the building. He said, I said Diggs. He said Pete Diggs in the chat. We're calling him Diddy moving on forward. People in the chat right now coming in. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Trust me when I tell you, let me scroll up. Jeff Lee, Nathan, Pops in the house. Lala's in the building. Let me scroll on up in the chat right now. If I didn't say your name yet, drop another message so I can see you. Mr. Manu in the house. How are you? I'm scrolling up the chat, trying to see who was in here. Yeah. Everyone that's coming into the building right now. People, how the hell are you guys doing? We're back in the building right now. Welcome back, everybody, to the Brandon Mason Show. I'm just telling you, yesterday was a lot of control in the chat. People got a little wild in the building. It was part of what we do, right? We covered it yesterday. We cover sports entertainment live every day, 10 to 11. We have everything. Sports, entertainment. We got the Diddy trial. We got Trump. We got Israel, right? We got Iran. We got what's going on. We got ICE. There's a lot going on in the chat. How are you? Deborah in the building. Welcome back to the show, Deborah. All love to you. Welcome to the show this morning. We got 50 people in the house already, so I just want to tell you something. We're diving into it because of all you beautiful people coming here early. Everybody in the chat right now, get in here before the show starts, before 10, come at 9:55, because the chat gets wild before we get going. I'm going to dive into some pictures here. I got some videos. I'm going to ask you guys some questions in the chat. You guys follow along. We'll dive into it. Nobody get the panties in a bunch. We know we got some trolls that come into the chat, which it's okay. We love and appreciate them as long as they don't get crazy in here. Let them come in and say what they got to say. Get it off their chest. You know, ICE is doing a lot. We'll start with that. ICE is doing a lot. And I will tell you, the more that they control the situation, the more they deport illegal immigrants, the more some people start to sway. Here's why America balances out. Let me tell you something. People coming to the chat right now. Let me tell you why America balances itself out. Let me tell you why. Checks and balances. Why it always works in one way, shape, or form. A lot of people at first, you vote for Trump, get those people out of here. Illegal immigrants, yeah. And then a lot of people are like, no, they should stay. And as soon as he starts deporting all these people, you get a lot of sorrow stories. You get sad stories. You get people starting to go the other way. It will balance itself out, people. A lot of people want them to go for a lot of reasons. They're illegal, right? Number one, I got clips. I got videos for you guys to see. I'm going to pull them up on the screen in just 1 second if you're watching live right now. We're going to show you the good, the bad, the ugly. We're going to show you protesters. We're going to show you things that are going on. We're going to show you clips. I got a bunch of new clips today. We got some flashbacks. We got it all today, this morning. Let's dive into it right now. We're going to start with some breaking news of the things that were happening right now. NYC Comptroller Brad Lander arrested at immigration court. Did you guys happen to see this?
Some breaking news from the Department of Homeland Security. They've just tweeted that New York City Comptroller Brad Lander, who, by the way, is running from where you see him right here, was arrested, not just detained, arrested for, they say, assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. They're calling ICE law enforcement heroic and that they're facing an increased threat toward them. They also say that no one is above the law, and if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will face consequences.
Brad Lander was in an immigration court hallway attempting to escort an immigrant whose proceeding, from what they say, had just been dismissed, trying to make sure that that person wasn't rearrested in the hallway. That's a tactic we've seen a lot lately from ICE, where they will dismiss an immigration proceeding only to arrest a person in a federal courthouse, or I'm sorry, in an immigration court, because if you do it that way, they bypass certain rights, like the right to claim asylum. You can also expedite the removal of somebody who's here unlawfully in those circumstances.
But explain to me, if their proceeding was dismissed, what is the premise to arrest them again?
that they're still here unlawfully. So even if the proceeding is dismissed, you're trying to detain a person who was otherwise not in detention at the time of their immigration court hearing. That was what Brad Lander apparently was trying to prevent by escorting this person out. That's when ICE officials presented themselves trying to arrest the immigrant with whom he was with. Brad Lander and others around him started to demand, where's your judicial warrant? Show us a warrant.
So let me ask you guys something in the chat right now. You guys know how I feel about this, right? Like if you're illegal here, you got to go. Why? Not because I want you to go, not because you're a bad person, because there's some great people here. There's amazing people around the world here that are here illegally. There's some of those great people, but they got to go because they're illegal. Watching that video, and you got to give it to you unbiased. You know, we'll have Donald Plump coming to the chat. We'll have a bunch of freaking trolls coming to the chat, and you know they talk shit, but I got to give it to you straight. If someone goes to court, though, okay, if they go to court and they are let off or they are accepted into the country and then ICE arrests them and takes them, I don't agree with that. All right, people in the chat, you guys know I got to give it to you straight. I 100% think illegal immigrants that are here have to go because it's illegal, right? They're illegal. We don't know who they are. They're undocumented. We don't know what they're doing. There's some hardworking individuals out there. We'll get into that in a second. People on farms, people working in hospitality management, people helping out. You know, a lot of great people here. If they're undocumented, right, they got to go because it's illegal. But like I said, I got to give it to you unbiased. I got to tell you the truth. If they go to court, if you're doing the right things, they're going to get documentation. They're going to get their license. They're going to become a citizen, or they're trying to get a visa, or they're doing their best and they're showing up and they're getting their fingerprints and they're doing X, Y, Z. I believe those people, especially leaving court, if you watch that clip again, that right there is tough because I think they're trying to do the right thing is all I'm saying in the chat right now. You guys know what I'm saying? If you agree with me so far, put a Y in the chat right now. Let me know how you feel. Let's watch that clip again.
Some breaking news from the Department of Homeland Security. They've just tweeted that New York City Comptroller Brad Lander, who, by the way, is running from where you see him right here, was arrested, not just detained, arrested for, they say, assaulting law enforcement and impeding a federal officer. They're calling ICE law enforcement heroic and that they're facing an increased threat toward them. They also say that no one is above the law, and if you lay a hand on a law enforcement officer, you will face consequences.
Brad Lander was in an immigration court hallway attempting to escort an immigrant whose proceeding, from what they say, had just been dismissed, trying to make sure that that person wasn't rearrested in the hallway. That's a tactic we've seen a lot lately from ICE, where they will dismiss an immigration proceeding only to arrest a person in a federal courthouse, or in an immigration court, because if you do it that way, they bypass certain rights, like the right to claim asylum. You can also expedite the removal of somebody who's here unlawfully in those circumstances.
But explain to me, if their proceeding was dismissed, what is the premise to arrest them again?
That they're still here unlawfully. So even if the proceeding is dismissed, you're trying to detain a person who was otherwise not in detention at the time of their immigration court hearing. That was what Brad Lander apparently was trying to prevent by escorting this person out. That's when ICE officials presented themselves trying to arrest the immigrant with whom he was with. Brad Lander and others around him started to demand, where's your judicial warrant? Show us a warrant.
Now, here's the problem with that, okay? Here's the problem with that. I do understand that. And Big Bill said it in the chat right now. If you do it right, you can stay. And I agree 1,000%. The hard part, it is very difficult to do it the right way, right? Let's be honest. The shit's difficult. And then the protesters, what they're doing are making it even harder because they're making it, honestly, they're making it harder to drive around the highways realistically. But at the end of the day, they're a massive problem right now because they're actually making people look bad and they're actually getting arrested for it. Let's take a look at this. Here's a clip for you. I got a bunch of shit I want to show you today. Take a look at this.
We don't want any more migrants in our country. This is a statement Claudia Sheinbaum gave right after she closed the border between Mexico and Guatemala. The Mexican president said that Mexico will no longer be a passage for migrants crossing the borders from Mexico to the U.S. And that's because the millions of migrants coming from Venezuela and Central America has to cross through Mexico in order to get to the U.S. But Mexico has said that it has exhausted resources to help migrants and be able to cross borders between Mexico and the U.S. And the government has heard a lot of complaints from the local communities that the community no longer feels safe. And therefore, Mexico has decided to shut down its border between Mexico and Guatemala. Without having the southern Mexican border open, migrants have limited access to roads to be able to reach U.S. soil. The Mexican president said that Mexico can no longer be a passage for the millions of migrants that want to reach the United States, and intends to keep the southern border closed to deter millions of migrants from coming through Mexico. So what's going to happen to the Caribbean currently crossing the Darien Gap in Panama? Mexico intends to use the Mexican National Guard to stop these migrants from entering their country.
Okay, so listen to this, people in the chat. Did you guys just see that? Did you guys not just see that? Mexico now is going to stop people from coming into their border. Do you understand that? All the people that America wants to get out of America, put back to Mexico, are literally stopping them from coming back in. Like, think about that for a second. They don't want their own people to come in there. Did you guys hear that shit? They don't want, guys in the chat, girls in the chat, ladies in the chat, men in the chat, transgenders in the chat. I don't care who's in the chat. What I'm saying is they don't want their own people to come back into the damn country. Did you just hear that shit? Listen, I got a bunch of clips right now you got to see. Let's watch that clip again. You got to hear this shit. Pay attention,
We don't
people.
want any more migrants in our country. This is the statement Claudia Sheinbaum gave right after she closed the border between Mexico and Guatemala. The Mexican president said that Mexico will no longer be a passage for migrants crossing the borders from Mexico to the U.S. And that's because the millions of migrants coming from Venezuela and Central America has to cross through Mexico in order to get to the U.S. But Mexico has said that it has exhausted resources to help migrants and be able to cross borders between Mexico and the U.S. And the government has heard a lot of complaints from the local communities that the community no longer feels safe. And therefore, Mexico has decided to shut down its border between Mexico and Guatemala. Without having the southern Mexican border open, migrants have limited access to roads to be able to reach U.S. soil. The Mexican president said that Mexico can no longer be a passage for the millions of migrants that want to reach the United States, and intends to keep the southern border closed to deter millions of migrants from coming through Mexico. So what's going to happen to the Caribbean currently crossing the Darien Gap in Panama? Mexico intends to use the Mexican National Guard to stop these migrants from entering their country.
So you get an idea, right? They don't want these people to go into their country to cross into the U.S. They're cutting through Venezuela, all these places cutting through Mexico to get there. They're trying to stop that, obviously. But they don't even want to accept their own people back in the country. That's a big problem right now. People in the chat right now, sorry about my name. Well. Dennis, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. All the new people coming to the building. Caleb, welcome to the building. Gary in the chat, how you feeling? If you're new in the chat right now, here for the first time, in the chat right now, put first time. We greatly appreciate you if you're in the chat right now. All the new people in the chat, everybody, say what's up to them. If you haven't said what's up to them before, type a random person's name in the chat that you see. Let's get the freaking chat rolling right now, shall we? In the chat right now, put Trump or put impeach. How do you feel about it right now in the building right now? Put Trump. Are you happy? Getting all the illegal people out. Are you happy? Put Trump in the chat right now. And if you do not want Trump in the chat, if you don't believe in him, then put impeach. How you feeling? Red Alert in the building. How are you feeling? Welcome back to the show. Everybody that's coming into the chat for the first time, let us know. Dennis, welcome to the show. We greatly appreciate you coming in the building. KP in the building. Napa, how you feeling? Says, does pineapple belong on pizza? Pat Flatley in the building. How are you feeling? Welcome to the show. Greatly appreciate you coming to the building right now. Jamal Weeks in the building. How are you feeling? Welcome back to the show. Everybody in the building right now, smack that damn like button. Show what time it is. Yesterday, I had over 3,000 people at once in the chat. Was out of control talking about Iran and Israel. And now we're back in the building talking about some stuff. How about this? I got a question for you guys in the chat. People, the protesters. Protesters in the street, in the roads, getting ran over. Do you know in Florida, they said, here's the deal with Florida. You can protest if you want, but if you go on the road or you start surrounding cars, they are allowed to run your ass over. Take a look at this. This happened out there in Riverside, California. This is legal. If you are in Florida and your car is getting surrounded by these protesters, you can run their ass over. Take a look at my question. People in the chat right now, you guys saw that, right? If somebody surrounds your car and they're protesting, they're hitting your car, what are you going to do? Like the people on the side over there, the protesters are going, oh my God, this guy's a bad driver. What do you do? What are you supposed to do? Sit there and let your car get vandalized, let your windows get smashed, let your car get set on fire. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I'm just asking the chat right now. People that are coming to the building right now. I'm asking you guys right now in the building right now. What are you going to do? Watching live in the chat. Drop your states in the chat as well and let all these people know where you are based. People coming to the chat right now. Where are you based? People said on Instagram again, said, what state are people in? Right now, drop your state in the chat. Let people know as we move on to part of the show here. I got a lot to show you, right? Giving it to you unbiased. People coming to the chat. Should they deport these legal immigrants? Should they keep the illegal immigrants in the country? Should they let them stay? How are you feeling? You will see your names and your messages get pinned up to the top of the chat up there in the building. Someone said real game of GTA or Frogger in the I'd say this is GTA or Frogger. You played Frogger back in the day. You know what time it is. Here is an actual ICE raid. Let's take a look at this one. This is what's going on right now.
Is everybody here employees?
A sense of fear grips this tight-knit community.
Bring your paperwork with you. Show your ass!
After ICE raided this meatpacking plant in Omaha, Nebraska.
The looks on everybody's faces, it was just scared, crying.
Supervisor Stephanie Favila was in the morning meeting when agents entered Glen Valley Foods, arresting more than 70 migrants, including 3 of her family members.
How is this for you?
It's hard because they just call me asking info about my cousins, and I don't know anything. I don't know if they're going to get deported. I don't know if they're good. I just don't know anything.
The men and women detained are suspected of being in the U.S. illegally. ICE says it's Nebraska's largest worksite immigration roundup in President Trump's second term.
This does impact our community and it does create fear.
John Ewing Jr. has been the mayor of Omaha since Monday. He says he doesn't support workplace raids.
We want to ensure that people are treated fairly and that they have due process in the course of these things.
The raids have sparked protests in Omaha. Supporters say those arrested were hardworking people, not criminals. Immigrant law firm Sierra is helping to find those taken. Eric Omar is the executive director.
When 100 people are ripped out of the community, it sows chaos, it stokes fear, businesses shut down, people stop going to work.
I understand what they're saying, and I'm not disagreeing with that, but they're illegal. Like, this is the whole problem I don't get about the whole thing. It's illegal. How can you protest in the road, though? Like, protesting is a great thing, right? You should be able to do that. But protesting in the road is a freaking problem. Now, I'm asking people in the chat right now, should you be allowed to protest in the road, on the highway, stopping traffic from driving up the roads? Like, literally in the chat right now, I just saw Tracy Butler was the name, came in the chat, said, you can't run that person over. They should be allowed to protest. Like, we're allowed to protest. And again, here's the video we're talking about, people, in the chat. Who's wrong in the situation right now? Why is that clip so important? Listen, people, if you're going to protest, like I just told you, some of it's for a great reason. But why would you do it in the middle of the road? Like, protest anywhere. Go to parks, go on sidewalks, go everywhere you want to go. But you can't jeopardize how people are living their normal life while you're protesting. I have videos as well of women trying to get to work. This one lady gets out the car and goes, I can't get to work. Like, you're in the road. Like, what do you want me to do? That is what's called illegal. I got to give both sides because people come in the chat right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. I give you both sides. I'm about to show you again. I've been showing you today how I believe that some of the stuff happening, and I believe it's balancing out. The people that are coming to the chat right now, I believe it's balancing out. I believe that at one point it's like, get all the people out of here, all illegal people out of here. And then it's like, Okay, now that more people are leaving, the world gets back to, like, U.S. gets back to a little bit of a standard of, like, who could be here. And slowly but surely, Trump comes in and goes, hey, you know what? Hardworking people on farms, hardworking people in hotels. You know, if you're hardworking and you can prove that, and you're owner of that company, that your boss can prove that you've been there, you're a hardworking, you know, whatever, you're becoming a citizen, you have paperwork, whatever. Slowly moving in that direction to try to make things work out, right? We're going to show that clip here in a second here. We got a bunch of clips of people talking. I want to show you some stuff right now. I give you the reality, and I also give you what people are saying in the world. I don't just take clips from, you know, Fox or CNN or whatever. I go through all the social media to show you how real people are feeling that aren't just in the government shit. Let people know what people are saying. Take a look.
So this is breaking right now. Trump says he is going to allow the hardworking illegal immigrants to stay. He said he's going to try to find a way to make this happen because that's not really who he's after. He's really only after the criminals. He says specifically farmers, people who are in the leisure industry, hotel industry, and a lot more that he put out there. He says a lot of them have been working here for decades and that he is drawing up an executive order right now to protect these specific immigrants. Personally, I think illegal is illegal, and it's not fair to the people who spent their hard-earned time and money to become a legal American citizen, but I do think this is a good middle ground for the left and the right to come together on this issue. But if this happens and the left is still protesting, then that means it was never about deportations or these immigrants. It was really about their hatred for Trump. So we'll see.
How do you guys feel about that? Look, and we got to break this stuff down because all this stuff's important, the protesting. And I got a message on here that said, I don't know about you. Let me read Pat Flatley's message. We got 300 people in the chat right now, people in the building. Welcome to the show. Pat Flat said, I don't know about you, but we were taught that way back in junior high, in high school, that's what made this country a melting pot for immigrants. People, I see that. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that these are immigrants here. What I'm saying is, though, this is illegal. The people that come here and get visas, working visas or student, you know, they're in school, they're getting visas and they get taken out of here. I think that's bullshit, right? I'll give you the honest opinion. People here that are doing the right thing, going to court, getting documentation, getting IDs, have been here and they get deported. I think that's bullshit. People just walk around the street, though, just hiding out. We don't know what's going on. That's illegal. And they're here and they shouldn't be here. That's the reality. It is great for their work, their efforts, how great they are of employees, the amount of money that they make. It's like they're not getting paid shit and they're working so hard. Some great people around the world from different countries. It's not just Mexico. It's not just Venezuela. It's all over the world. We can't just go Spanish countries, people. There's a massive amount of that because we're connected to Mexico, obviously. But it's not just that. It's all over the world. People all over the world coming in here. Let's take a look at this clip here. And I'm showing you both sides. I'm giving you mass deportation. I'm showing you how Democrats feel, how Republicans feel. We have to keep it neutral. In the chat right now, Trump or not. In the chat right now, put Trump right now or put impeach. How do you feel? Put Trump right now or put impeach. How you feel about the shit? Let us know right now as I show this clip.
President Trump is now targeting predominantly Democratic cities for ICE raids and deportations, planning to flood cities like LA, Chicago, New York with ICE agents, aiming for the, quote, single largest mass deportation program in history, saying he's setting his sights on cities with what he says has a high population of illegal immigrants, calling them the, quote, core of the Democratic power center.
You know, obviously it's a mass deportation. Let's not forget, people. Let's not forget Obama deported a shit ton of people. We can't forget this stuff. People in the chat right now, you know what I'm talking about. They don't talk about this. We don't talk about this, but Obama deported a shit ton of people. It just wasn't mentioned that much. And if you're watching live right now in the damn chat, if we get to, watching live over 300 people, if we get to 100 likes in the next 30 seconds, I'll give a lucky person $100 in the chat right now. All you got to do on your phone is double tap your screen. Hit that like button right now. If we get to 100 likes on the chat right now, in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person $100 right now in the chat. Double tap your screens, people watching live. I'm going to show you more clips right now. Take a look at this. You can kind of feel how this made us feel.
I'm undocumented. So my parents came in 2008 when I was about, I believe, 7 or 8 years old. We crossed here around that time. We've been living in Costa Mesa for 18 years.
What are your thoughts on what's happening in and around here?
It's nonsense. It's ridiculous. We haven't done nothing wrong. What have we done? Standing at Home Depot looking for work to feed our family? Is that a crime? Is that our crime? to feed our family? It's not. We're just trying to provide. We're trying to make sure we have a roof over our head.
How do you feel about Donald Trump now not only instigating with the raids, with ICE raids, but also bringing in the U.S. National Guard, bringing in the U.S. Marines to support those ICE raids?
This is wrong. It's wrong, honestly. I have friends that they're in the Marines. I have friends that they're in the Army, and they even tell me it's wrong. But since we're under the oath, we have to do it. It's an order.
Do you know people who've been affected directly by the raids?
Oh, yeah, obviously, which is my friends here. As you can see, it's empty. I don't have papers, and I'm still here, risking my life in order to provide myself, to have a roof, like I said.
Are you worried about being grabbed?
I am, but I can't show that. I don't want to show that. Because if they come and if I run, they're going to think I'm a criminal when I'm not.
What if you get grabbed?
It is what it is, right? As a man, that's what we say. It is what it is. But we're going to find a way to come back. Because we decided to be here. Because we want to provide our family in Mexico. We want to buy, which is the medicines that they can't buy. We want to buy them the food that they can't really buy.
What's in your heart right now?
I don't feel angry. Because we decided to come here because it's America, right? It's the American dream. It's the freedom of speech. The First Amendment, there's no longer that no more.
Anything else you want to say about what's happening in this country right now?
Don't treat us like animals.
Now, I look at that message, right? People in the chat right now, if you're watching live in the building, again, put Trump in the chat right now or put impeach. I want to see how you're feeling right now. Put Trump in the chat or put impeach. How are you feeling? What side are you on? Let us know in the chat right now. And smack that damn like button if you're watching live. We got to get to 100 likes right now, over 400 people in the chat. What I'm telling you people is this. I'm taking a look at this, right? And I understand what this man is saying. I love hearing what he's saying. And you can feel it, like the heartfelt. This guy's here for his family. I'm not saying that he's not a hard worker. I'm not saying that he's a bad person. What I'm saying is we don't know the kind of person that he is. He's undocumented. He said, don't treat us like animals. If we go right now to Mexico, you can't stay. If you go to Ukraine, you can't stay. If you go to Russia, you can't stay. If you go to China, you can't stay. If you go to the Bahamas, you can't stay. If you go anywhere, mostly in the world, without documentation, without a passport, without any of this, your ass has to leave. Why is it that Trump's a bad person? Because he's following the actual law by deporting people that are here illegally. Like that, what I'm trying to ask is, that is the law. Trump didn't put that law in place. That is the law. Now, if he is deporting people that have been here as hardworking individuals, it feels bad. We know that. We understand that. You know, there's certain things I agree with, and I've been showing you a lot of stuff. I've been going back and giving you a lot of information, and I got a bunch of new videos. Here's what the police officer said. We had this video. I got a bunch of new ones after this, but take a listen to what this officer said about people getting in the way.
Chief of police from the largest police agency in the country said that they are being overwhelmed. Governor Newsom needs to put his phone down, go sit in his house behind the comfort of his TV screen and a couch, and be quiet, because he is doing nothing but fueling this process. He needs to stay out of the way of law enforcement. He knows nothing about this. He has enabled this lawless act that is going on right now. This has been years in the making that he has encouraged. So quite frankly, I don't care what he says. He says everything in a disingenuous manner for his own personal political gain, and we are suffering the consequences.
I mean, this is reality, right? Like, we're facing this right now, and obviously shit's going on in Ukraine, shit's going on in Israel, shit's going on in Iraq. Like, there's a lot of shit going on in the world right now. It's got to become a scary place. Like, I'm just saying, shit is going on. Let's take a look at this woman here. Again, I give you both sides. People come in the chat right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'll give you both sides. Today, we're talking about a bunch of illegal immigrants that are here, and they're sad about it, and their families getting deported. Let's take a look at this. Deported, and they're getting broken up. Tell me how you guys feel about this one.
My mom came here to work. She's not a criminal. All she ever wanted to do was provide for her family, get her children ahead.
Rena Ramirez was one of 70 people taken into custody by ICE at a meatpacking plant in Omaha, Nebraska. Her family says she has lived in Omaha for nearly 25 years and has worked grueling shifts at the raided plant for 13 years.
Have you thought that she might not be coming back to this house?
Yeah. We know it's a reality. I think the biggest thing for us is her being detained. And we've even said it, she's even said it, if she is to be deported. We'd rather her just be deported than be in a detention center for who knows how long.
The president of the meatpacking plant said he had done everything he could to verify the legal work status of his employees. Immigration authorities say many of the workers used fraudulent identification.
I'm sure you pay a lot of attention to politics in our world today, and there are a lot of people who frankly just don't care about what happens to your mom.
Yeah.
They say she's undocumented, she's here illegally, and she deserves to get kicked out. Is it hard for you to hear people say that?
I think a lot of people have the privilege to not have to worry about their parents, not have to worry about their parents leaving and not coming home, but that's not the case for us. We always worry about that, especially now.
If you don't have a heart at all, then obviously you look at this video and go, screw her. It's not about that. It's about the fact that it is illegal. This is illegal, and that is why these people have to go. If you come here and try to do it the right way, it is a little bit different, okay? A little bit different. It's hard, right? And I've been saying this, it's hard. It's not easy. If I was coming here, my family wanted a better life, I want to get the hell out of my country, or get out of Cuba, or get out of Venezuela, or get out of Mexico, or get out of even other countries that we actually like. Puerto Rico are great places. Dominican Republic, there's some great places around the world that people leave from. They want to come here because it's better for their families, maybe. But at the end of the day, people, this is the reality of what we're watching. And people come into the chat and they say certain things, but they don't really watch the screen. Again, Donald J. Plump comes in, he's a troll, he likes to talk shit, and then we call him into the show, he doesn't want to call in. But what I'm saying is, I'm giving you both sides, because I understand why they're illegal, why they got to go. And then on the other side, I truly understand these families being ripped apart going, we just want a better life, we're good people. If, in fact, we didn't have predators here, offenders, and also, rapists or whatever, or kidnappers, or, whatever here from these other countries, which we do, by the way, it would be a little better. But we don't know who's who. That is the problem. We don't understand who's who in the chat right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. How about this clip, though? ICE detains man who says he helped U.S. military during the Afghanistan war. Again, ICE detains a man who says he was helping the U.S. military during the Afghanistan war. Have you guys seen this clip yet? And this isn't what people were thinking about the governor, Gavin Newsom, or any people getting arrested. This is someone who believes and says he helped the U.S. They're looking into it. Take a look.
I work with the U.S. military back in my home country. Okay. I have all the documents. I was interpreter. I work with the U.S. military.
An Afghan national, whose lawyer asked NBC7 not to use his name, calmly tells ICE agents he aided the U.S. military in Afghanistan as he's detained after showing up for his hearing.
And he believes that if he returns, he'll be detained, probably tortured, and possibly even killed.
His attorney, Brian McGoldrick, tells NBC7 his client has ample documentation verifying he worked with the military, providing vehicles and serving as a translator, but that he wasn't able to make it out during the U.S. withdrawal. McGoldrick says the man feared for his life under Taliban rule.
Well, while he was in Afghanistan, he was threatened repeatedly. His family was threatened repeatedly.
So he came to the U.S. southern border, where he used the Biden administration's CBP-1 app to ask for asylum at the San Ysidro port of entry less than 2 years ago. His attorney says he was granted parole and working to secure a special immigrant visa.
They want to deny him even the opportunity to have his asylum case heard.
We asked ICE officials about this incident, but didn't receive any answers in time for this report.
Could you back up, please? I didn't know that it's going to happen like this for me.
That's an interesting conversation right there. If you're watching right there, the guy said he actually helped the U.S. If they send him back to Afghanistan, he can actually be killed there, but he helped U.S., right? So these are certain restrictions and things that people have to look into. I will worry about that, I'll be honest. Like, that's something you got to look into further. And sometimes it comes to a case-by-case different. It is also different depending on the person, is all I'm saying, people in the chat. And again, don't pay any mind to trolls in the chat. Donald J. Plump wants attention. We got to give him attention. Obviously, we can call people on mobile phones. The mobile phones aren't working, so we have to do computers. Donald J. Plump always says he wants to call into the show, says they want me to call on the show. Call into the show, Plump, if you have so much to say, but you're not going to say anything because you're scared to talk. We understand that. People in the chat right now watching live, I'm also going to show you this about getting your green card. These are things you can do to get your green card. I saw this. I said, okay, this is different. Let's take a look at this.
I'm going to tell you the easiest way to ace your marriage green card interview. And I'll tell you, the biggest reason people fail these interviews are because they think they don't have to prepare. So let me tell you the 5 things that U.S. immigration will focus on. Number 1, they'll start with the basics, your relationship timeline. How you met, where you met, when you met, and basically how the relationship progressed. 2, and here's where things get a little personal, your daily life together. Who wakes up first? What do you have for breakfast? Who cooks? What's your spouse's favorite food? Número 3, mi casa es su casa. They're gonna ask you about your home and your shared living space. They want to know what color is your sofa, how many bathrooms are in your home, know the layout of your apartment, know the cross street that's in front of your home. Also, know what side of the bed you sleep on. One of the interviews that I went to, the officer asked my clients to show him each of their house keys. Number 4, know thy family. In one of the interviews that I went to a long time ago, when the officer asked, what's the name of your father-in-law? He goes, Papa, I get cultural norms, but you gotta know each other's families. No, when was the last time you met them? What are their names? How many siblings does your spouse have? Number 5, you better work. And by that, I mean know your spouse's job, know where they work, know how they get to work, know what time they come home. Aight? Now, because I like y'all so much, I'm gonna give you one bonus tip. Know each other's addresses. All of them. Or at least throughout the relationship. Now that should ensure.
This guy's giving you, I'll be honest, he's actually giving you some good advice, because these people come over here and they try to get married real quick and try to prove that they've been together for a long time. They got to sit down and go, okay, what's your best friend's name? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? All this shit's going on. A lot of people in relationships don't even know this shit, but he's right. They ask these questions. They decide whether or not you are supposed to be here or not. And again, people in the chat, we're showing you these clips so you can get a real understanding of what's going on. And now Trump is obviously changing some of the motion, getting in here saying, look, we are now starting to look at people that are working on farms, hardworking people that want to stay here. In the chat right now, how do you guys feeling right now? Put Trump in the chat right now. Or if you want to put in the chat right now, put impeach. That's the whole point, to get you guys an idea of what's going on. And I showed you, the clips I've showed you today so far are literally heartfelt things, right? These are heartfelt messages from people that actually are getting deported. Their families getting deported. I want you guys to hear both sides, because every time you come in here, I show you they're deporting, ICE raids, this and that. But now I'm showing you the contrary, the people that are actually having a hard time, what it's like struggling, the reality of what they're going through. And this woman here says, what's going on in California? Like, she's getting back on here going, California is doing some wild shit in the chat right now. Dominic, you can call in a second. You must have a computer or a laptop. If you have a computer or a laptop, you can call in. The reason why it's like that and the reason why you can't call on your phone right now is because of where people are located. If the service is not connected properly where you are, it's a waste of time and the sound isn't good. And that's why if you go back and look at our show, where all the live guests we've had of interviews on our show, go back and look at the interview column. They all call in from computers unless we are on Skype or on a Zoom call. That is different. But when you're on the call-in from the actual software here, you have a computer or a laptop, I can drop it in the chat. Dominic, greatly appreciate it. If you want to call in, you could definitely do that. Subscribe to the channel. Let's take a look at this clip. And Dominic, if you have a computer or laptop, let us know and you can call into the show right now. Let me drop this in real quick so you guys can watch this clip.
So in my opinion, Callie was Maui. And Ellie Carter said, the next arrest is going to shock the world. And in the meantime, watch for the distractions of the fires for everything they're trying to cover up. So why is it that State Farm canceled all of their fire insurance policies not too long ago in the exact places that the fires are taking place? Why? Why is it that the LA mayor cut fire department funding by $23 million recently? And also the LA fire chief knew that there wasn't water in these fire hydrants, and he just left it like that? Why is it that Governor Newsom was given billions of dollars to make water storages, but instead he never did it? He just let it all run into the ocean. Seems weird that homes like Tom Hanks and Ben Affleck, their homes are just burning down. So is Getty, which leads to the Playboy Mansion. Super weird, right? Wow. And on top of that, there's no money left in FEMA. So this is what Joe Biden is leaving Trump. And everyone's gonna blame Trump, saying he's not doing anything. No, this is what you guys voted for the last 4 years. Now Callie is screwed. Nothing adds up here, just letting you know.
got a question about that. People in the chat right now, if you look at all the freaking Democratic states, okay, let's be completely honest in the chat right now. Let's compare the states of how it's being run. Be completely honest in the chat right now. If you're welcome to the show, greatly appreciate you. For the first time, let us know. If you're watching, smack that like button right now. Double tap your screens. If you take a look at Florida, right, Texas, right, we can have a bunch of states all the way across. Doesn't matter. Oklahoma, you can go all the way across, right, all the way up the coast. And then take a look at places like California. Look how that city is being run. And I've been talking about this. California is one of the most beautiful places in the world. If you ever visit there, the scenery, the ocean, the views, the amazing things there. Why is it that California is going to shit right now? I'm asking you guys in the chat right now. Why is California turning to shit right now? So I'm asking this question right now. Why is California turning to shit? Is it because Republicans? Or is it because Democrats? In the chat right now. In the chat right now. Do you think, why is California going to shit, or has been going to shit now for how many years, right? Because of Republicans or because of Democrats? In the chat, let me know. I'm not telling you. I'm asking you guys. That's the great thing about the show. I can watch and see all your messages in the chat right now. Do you think that California is going to shit because of Republicans or going to shit because of Democrats? Because last time I checked, Republicans are out there trying to fix the shit right now. Literally going out trying to fix it. They have the highest taxes, right? There's so many homeless people. They're not surviving. I have friends out there right now. Most of my friends that live in California are all moving to Florida, Texas. A lot of them have been trying to get out of there because financials, they can't. That is one of the shittiest places due to all the bullshit that's going on out there. Outside of the bullshit that's going on, it is a great freaking state. You know what I'm saying right now? Sebastian came in the chat and said, we appreciate the super chat, Sebastian. Let me shout you out. Greatly appreciate you. Make some noise! Here we go. Sebastian said, if they are non-criminal illegal immigrants, then let them stay and put them on a path to citizenship. Just saying, an easy fix. Agree 1,000%. If they're trying to do the right thing, illegal immigrants should be able to try to stay. I agree 1,000%. And when I get on this show, people, I don't get on here and say that all the immigrants are bad people. I don't get on here and say that they should all go. What I say is, if it's illegal, they got to go. That's why Trump's putting it in place. Why is it that, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris let them all in the country? And that's why we show these clips. Now, obviously, we have a troll in the chat that comes in and goes, why are you showing a TikTok? Because I show the realistic people that are talking, not just Fox or CNN or MSNBC. I show how real people are thinking and real people are talking. And you also have Democrats, Republicans, people that have these videos that are speaking about their families being deported and they're upset about it, coming to the media, coming to social media, letting it be heard, videos that are going viral so they can see what's going on. That's why I do that. Because if I just use all the videos that you see all over, just on the major networks, then you guys wouldn't see all the things that are happening, like the videos of people getting ran over by cars or protesters in the streets and all this kind of stuff. You wouldn't see this stuff if people didn't record this, right? And again, I think that this shit is so important to show. And if you take a look, the clips that I showed you before, I have white people, black people, Spanish people, Filipinos, everyone all over the place coming in here talking. I show the clips so you guys can see how people are really feeling on both sides, which is so damn important. And why, the question is, why is Trump going out there and having all these people deported? In the chat right now, why are they being deported? Everybody in the chat right now. How are you feeling? Jeffrey, how are you feeling? Welcome to the show. Mike Patton in the show. Welcome to you. So hold on a second. Mike Patton said the land is stolen. Let me pin that to the chat because I'm not going to forget anything. And again, I appreciate both sides. Let's take a look at this. So Mike Patton said you can't be illegal. You can't be illegal on stolen land. So in the chat right now, do you guys feel that America stole the land from Mexico? You guys feel that way? Or do you feel this is American land? Do you think California is part of, we have the clips. Hold on a second. Let me go back because since that was brought up, we have the clips of the wildness going on in the street. We can show it. I can scroll back up. You can see. Here we go. Here's the clip that we showed.
Major Pass! If you can hear me, expect me in your office. This is our city, and this was Mexico. You can't kick us out of the land that was ours. Donald Trump! Fascism! Let our people free! Let our people free! Suelta nuestra gente!
What's the windblower for?
Just for the fucking tear gas to blow it back at those motherfuckers. If you have a fucking blower, bring it up! Push them back! We will not do 1992 again with your kids. I was 12 then. I'm 44 now. I will die for my kids. And all of these young people are here are my kids because I'm an LA native mom. These are my children you're fighting. You, Major Bass, if you can hear me, expect me in your office on Monday for attacking my children.
If you could say something to Donald Trump right now, what would you say?
Donald Trump.
I show that clip. Why? Because obviously people come in the chat saying this is their land. People coming to the chat right now are saying that this is their land. We've had countless videos that we've showed for the last several days, right? That we've showed on here, clips of protesters. And there's all this new shit and new things of, shit being lit on fire, but it's the same kind of shit. So we're showing these videos of what's actually going on. And that video stands out exclusively because getting on there saying this is our land, we're taking the shit back. I think America has to understand too, if you're in America right now, you can protect America or you can protect other countries. In the chat right now, Dalton Fury, that's what I'm saying. Somebody let me know how the land was stolen. I'm just saying in the chat, what the hell is going on, people? Like, you see what's going on. I show you the clips. And again, everybody in the chat, you guys know we got Plump comes in the chat talking shit. James looks twice. What's going on? How you feeling? Jay Tater in the building. How you feeling? Caveman in the building. We paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Anthony, how you feeling? Welcome back to the show. In the chat right now, I'm asking you guys right now, everybody, put deport in the chat right now or let them stay. How you feel? Deport or let them stay? Drop it in the chat right now. You can say whatever you got to say, and I can drop the link in the chat. It is my fault, obviously, why you cannot call on your mobile phone. That is my fault. I've been so damn busy working on this shit, getting stuff done on a daily basis. Not to mention, I'm a father of four and a wife and all that too with another business. But at the end of the day, people that are calling on your phones, if you don't have a perfect signal, it doesn't work that well. So that's why you can only call in on your computers or laptops. Anybody wants to call in, you can do that at any given time. And I will start setting up. And it is important to do that because starting next week, we have live interviews starting that will be coming into the chat. You guys will see them first and foremost. I will have live scheduled interviews on here. So during that time, you can call in and speak to them, but we will have dedicated times to the live people calling into the show. But here are some things that we've been showing. Burning on the streets, people doing some crazy wildness, and then here's the thing about it. When I show these clips, I show white people, I show black people. I do all this all the time so people can really get an understanding of what's being said out there. And here today, and last night I searched. I said, you know what? There's new content out there to watch, but it's all like the similar conversation, right? Like, should they go? Should they not go? Should they be deported? Now, Trump is trying to change up some of the regulations, saying, you know what? We are going to now start to let the people that are working people on farms and hotels stay. This is a clip that we saw where this man said ICE raids at California farms strike fear in the community. Take a look.
This is a strawberry field in Ventura County, California. I'm in Oxnard. This is one of the beating hearts of the Californian agricultural economy. California's economy is the fourth largest economy in the world, and the agricultural industry here is literally worth billions of dollars. There are thousands of farms in Ventura County, tens of thousands of farm workers. And this also happens to be the latest location in a series of immigration enforcement actions by the Trump administration and federal agents. Yesterday, video emerged and reports emerged of ICE chasing farm workers in fields just like this. Earlier today, we spotted a CBP helicopter flying over this area. The same helicopter, according to flight tracking information that we had seen down over the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles earlier in the week. Local officials here, including the mayor of Oxnard and the police chief, have spoken out publicly to let people know they don't believe these immigration enforcement actions are in the best interests of the public safety nor of the workers here. There have also been protests in the wake of this in Ventura County, and just like Los Angeles to the east of us, it really has struck fear into the hearts of so many people here.
The hardest part about all this is if you're the president right now, right? Are you supposed to go against what the law is? Like that's the thing I'm trying to ask right now, people in the chat that are coming in the building right now. We have people that say deport. We have people that say not deport. We have people that say Trump. We have people that say they want to impeach him. At the end of the day, when you're the president of the United States of America, you're supposed to go over the guidelines and what the actual law is, right? So what I'm guessing is the world right now, our country voted for Donald Trump. Am I right or wrong? Right? The majority voted for Trump. That's why he won the election. So when the Democrats get up there and they go, don't worry, people, it didn't go, the way that the people wanted it to go, No, it did go the way that the people wanted it to go. That's why Trump is in office. And when Biden won the election, that's what the people wanted. They wanted Biden before. Before that, they wanted Trump. You go on. And then Democrats get up there like Kamala Harris, and she goes, Kamala, whatever, gets up there and goes, oh, people, it didn't go the way that you all wanted. No, it did go the way that the people wanted. That's why Trump is in office, and he's deporting illegal people. It is very sad. I will end the argument with this and the closing with this. It is very sad. We understand that. People are upset about it. We understand that. If it's your family, if it's your friend, if it's your mom, your dad, your cousins, your girlfriend relationship, you're upset about it. We understand that. If it was me, I'd be upset about it too. I'd be trying to be fighting about it too. It is obvious. But even if you fight about it, or you're worried about it, or pissed off about it, it's still illegal. And that's what, people don't understand. And sometimes we can go against the law and say, we got to fix the laws. I'll give you that. How can we fix the laws? How can we work on this? That's what Trump is doing. Hey, you're a hardworking person. You prove you worked on a farm for all these years, or you prove that you're a good citizen, or you're trying to become a good citizen, or you're handed in documentation, or where you work at, your boss is like, this man has been working here for X amount of time and has been a massive part of what we do here to build our business the right way. Like, these are the kind of things that I'm saying that needs to make sense, people in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you that, everyone that is here illegally is a bad person. This land was built on immigrants. This land was built on people getting over here from all over the world. I understand that. And that's a beautiful thing. That's why America is so wonderful. There were people all over the world that have come here to create this. But after X amount of time, there comes a point where there has to be rules, regulations, laws, whatever you want to call it. And now we're at the point where we have to put these into effect, because Joe Biden and Kamala Harris left the floodgates open for millions and millions and millions of illegal people to pour into the country. What was the reasoning behind that, though? That's one question that we all have. People in the chat right now, watching, all 300 people in the chat, whoever's in the damn building right now, if you're watching live, why did Kamala Harris and Joe Biden and all the Democrats let all these illegal people in the country? That's a question. That's a question for everybody watching right now. If you're a Democrat, if you're an independent, if you're a Republican, people in the chat right now, Maggie, Wolf, Donald Plump, Pat, Dominic, everyone in the chat right now, Jeff Lee, Hillary's emails. Everyone should come to this country legally like I had to. I like that right there. Hillary's email. Some of these freaking messages. Hillary's emails. Welcome to the show. Greatly appreciate you. And I don't care what side you're on. If you want to come to the chat, you want to make fun of me, I don't care. We're going to let you do whatever you got to say. For me, I appreciate you. I don't really care if you're coming to the chat. I'm just telling you the reality. When I'm speaking about this, I'm telling you the truth. The truth is, it is the law, right? People in the chat, you know what I'm talking about? It is the law. And you look at it right here, 78% of the people coming to the chat today said that they should be deported. Again, I'm not on here. That's not because I'm making this shit up. People coming to the chat right now, 78% of people, and we had a lot of votes in the chat, but we're not talking about 10 votes, okay? A lot of people, 78% of people said that they should be deported. These are the people coming across YouTube. This is just because people that I'm talking to, this is across YouTube. This is shared on different platforms. People are coming here in the chat on a daily basis. So I'm not telling you what should happen, but I do see the reality. And by the way, starting next week into Monday, when we start our live interviews coming onto the show, heading into the NFL season, we're going to have a lot of that. We also have an attorney that's coming on the show. An attorney from Florida is going to come onto the show and tell us how he feels about the Diddy case. We have that. And then also, we have an attorney that will come in and talk about illegal immigrants and all that conversation of what's actually going on. So you can get their view, not my view, but what's actually going on in the world and what the legal symbols are. Not just what I'm saying, but what the legal approach is. And I can tell you, I give both sides. And again, we got trolls in here. You could tell them that they should be deported. The same troll will be like, no, wait. And you could say, no, they should stay. No, wait. We have trolls that come into the chat that always, every time you say something, that's where it is. That's where it is every single time. So I greatly appreciate all you guys. I appreciate the patience, obviously, as well with what we're doing here. We have a new studio. Obviously, we're working on it. It's been a long time, negotiations, all the shit that we got going on. If you've been watching the show for a long time, you've seen a lot of interviews from before, people coming on the show, fighters, players, football players, basketball players, whatever, you've been watching the show, calling into the show, and we've had that turned off and the lines off for a while because we're working on figuring out the new upgrades to it, so I apologize for that. But we will get all that fixed. I do greatly appreciate all you beautiful people in the chat. Where are you guys based right now before we head off on the show? Drop your states in the chat right now. Where are you based right now? One more time, drop your states in the chat. Candy, greatly appreciate you. And by the way, how are we unbiased? I have moderators that are on our show. I have family that comes in here from the show that are Republicans and that are Democrats on both sides. So just so you guys know, feel free to come in and say what you want to say. Your voice is going to be heard. Your message is going to be read, or I will do my best to read or pin your messages to the top, unless you're just saying a whole bunch of dumb shit. Like Donald J. Plump comes in. I don't delete him or remove him because I don't believe for removing people. I got you. Let me, I see you. Pimple Mama said, make sure I close the polls. I did that just now. A lot of people obviously have said deport. People come into the chat. I will pin as much as I can or read as much as I can here in the chat if I can. But if you say a whole bunch of dumb shit like Donald Plump always does, I don't read his messages because he says a whole bunch of dumb shit. I could tell him that it's, like I said, that the grass is green. He's going to say it's not green. It's just part of his DNA, but that's what trolls do. But we appreciate that because all his messages actually help our show grow. So we greatly appreciate him. But in the chat right now, I will tell you, I will be as unbiased as I possibly can. And when I break it down on this conversation, even though I have friends that are from different countries all over the world, my family, I have Mexican in my family. White, black, and Spanish is in my family. I have cousins that come into this chat that are from Mexico, just so you guys know. In here in the chat, last name's Rivera, come into the chat right now. Areola. I have cousins that come in here that are from Mexico, for God's sakes, and their families, and they still live there, and they come here. I'm telling you, I understand it, and I greatly appreciate what's going on, but I got to give it to you straight, and that's why I show these clips of people on both sides. So I appreciate all you beautiful people joining us today. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Tomorrow morning, we'll be live. And tonight, let me make sure. It is Wednesday, right? Holy shit. Okay, June 18th, it's Wednesday. Tonight, we will be live for NBA Finals game right here. NBA with the Pacers and OKC. If you haven't joined one of those games, it is out of control. I'll be live at 8:15 tonight. And obviously, OKC came on top. That series is rocking right now. I believe it's game 6 tonight. I'll be live at 8:15. If you're watching live right now, make sure you join us tonight. If you're watching and you first time watching today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate you. I believe the game is... No, I'm corrected. Rocky, I'm corrected. I set it up and I see right here, you are correct. The game is tomorrow and I'll be live at 8:15. I stand corrected. The game is tomorrow. Did you guys see the hockey game as well? Watching live, the hockey game, the Florida Panthers took that again down here in Florida, won it again. But yes, the game, thank God you said that, Rocky. I was thinking, again, I looked at the thing, I thought today was Thursday. It is Wednesday and the game is tomorrow. So greatly appreciate that. That just gave me the night off. Thank you, Rocky. I greatly appreciate you for correcting me. Greatly appreciate that. I will see all of you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We have been covering Israel. We have been covering Iran. I know there was a lot of new shit happening. So tomorrow morning, we'll be live in the building for that. We have an update to the Diddy case. And again, we have an attorney that will be calling in tomorrow. I will be meeting them at 12 o'clock in downtown Miami to sign some paperwork because I realize, and the reason why you can't just let people come on your show now with these people that are live interviews is because there's certain contracts you have to sign or they can say, I didn't say I would go on the show. And you got a whole bunch of BS going on. So that's why things have been moving in the proper direction and sponsors have been letting us know about that. So I greatly appreciate all you guys watching the show. I've said that a bunch of times and I will see you guys all tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. You're going to see the logo pop up on the screen. Give about 15 seconds. And then after you see that, refresh your screens and leave a message on this video. All love to you beautiful people in the chat. Without you guys, there is no show. I don't care what side you're on. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow morning.
I went to the closet and I pulled out all my old Levi's right from the back. I couldn't even fit the Levi's, but Beyonce did it. I'm gonna do it. And I'm telling you, Beyonce will get you every time. This is the only one. Beyonce is the only person who looks good in granny draws, okay? Look at that wearing them granny, that's my son right